Well, hi everyone. I'm Ken Ham, CEO of Answers Genesis Creation Museum and the Ark Encounter, and with me, Dr. Georgia Purdom, who's one of our scientists and speakers, writers, and we're here today to talk about a fantastic event. Well, actually, two events that are coming up. They're sort of together, but it's really associated with our VBS for 2022 called Zoomerang. Now, this, I believe, is very, very important. Actually, our VBS program, we've been doing one now for 12 years or so, and it's in the top 3 sold in the world. I personally believe it's the most powerful of all VBS programs because we do something that's very unique. We have an emphasis on apologetics, we have an emphasis dealing with biblical authority, and also they're very evangelistic. We have science experiments, great music, great teaching. And the one for 2022, Zoomerang. So Dr. Purdom, tell us, what's the topic?
Well, the topic is the sanctity of life. And what more appropriate topic would we need for the time that we live in? And, you know, a lot of people, when they think about this issue, think about the issue of abortion, you know, and the sanctity of the unborn. But we also need to be thinking about the spectrum of life, you know, not just from the very young to even the very old. You know, we have things like euthanasia. We have things like sex trafficking. We have all of these things that are going on that really devalue life. And what we want to show people is that life is precious because all human life is made in the image of God.
And so our sanctity of life, it's called Zoomerang because, okay, it deals with the sanctity of life, the value of life, but it has a sort of Australian theme.
I can't imagine why.
Which, of course, it should. It should have the Australian theme.
Absolutely.
And so this is a very unique VBS. And actually, this is the Super Starter Kit. And maybe, Dr. Purdom, if you just hold that lid for me there.
Yeah,
I'll just show people. I mean, we have all sorts of incredible stuff in here. I think we have more things than probably any other VBS program
you get
around.
you get all the manuals,
and then all the big posters and
samples of the different things you can
get. The big scene setters that we have that are absolutely phenomenal, and the music which comes in a USB now. You can get the music separate, and actually we have a contemporary and traditional style. So this is the catalog here, and actually if you look at the catalog and you start looking through all the different things in the catalog, it's
one of my favorite things to get in the mail because it's just like Christmas and you get to figure out what you're going to have for your VBS.
It's absolutely incredible. I can't believe what they have made available here. And then I also want to say that, hey, as part of we're at the Fearfully and Wonderfully Made exhibit here in the Creation Museum, and we have a brand new book coming out that really has all the teaching that we have here. And as well as that, we actually have all of the models that we have here in lenticular slides. They're 3D.
So you can move them and you can see the pictures on all different levels, and it's really, really fantastic.
So I have here Jeremy from our social media team who's helping us here to show some of these. We can just show the first one there, I think. These are all the models that are here in the Fearfully and Wonderfully Made exhibit that we're tripling in size for 2022, and we'll be opening a new Fearfully and Wonderfully Made exhibit later in the year. But, you know, I've actually heard of pregnancy clinics who are using these and saying they're actually more powerful to use than even the ultrasounds that they do.
It's amazing because you can really see the baby at all the different levels and realize, again, that we are truly fearfully and wonderfully made.
Now, we wanted to say all that because associated with our 2022 Zoomerang VBS, we have 2 specific events coming up, January 28th and 29th, Friday and Saturday. So one of the events is called the Zoomerang Showcase event. So that's on January 29th.
That's on a Saturday.
And they can go to answersvbs.com, answersvbs.com to register. And it's a very small registration fee.
Right.
And this is going to be down at the Ark for the day. So explain what's happening with that.
So what we're going to be doing at that particular event, again, it's called VBS Showcase for a reason. So we're going to show you all the spectacular things that are going on with this VBS. You'll get samples, you'll get a sample of the music, you'll get to do crafts, you'll see the snacks, you get to see all of the things that you're going to be doing when you do this VBS, some of the content, some of the teaching, to really help you understand. So if you're a director or you're somebody who's an assistant even with the VBS, I encourage you to come out and take advantage of this, because it really helps people, I think, to get excited about what's coming up for VBS.
I know we've already got a few hundred registered.
Oh, wow.
And of course we have...
It grows every year.
Yeah, and we have a great facility down there at the Ark, the Answers Center, where we'll be hosting this. And people can learn all about this and make them more effective in doing it in their church or area or however they do the VBS.
And something we have really cool this year too with this particular VBS that we haven't done before are these full wall length posters that kind of show a lot of what we show here in the exhibit. So even if you're at a church, let's say in California, and you're not able to come here and see the exhibit, you can put this up in your church, and even not just for the VBS, but for even maybe a longer period of time to help people see this and think about the sanctity of life, think about these issues.
I saw those giant posters.
They're amazing.
Actually, as you walk through the Fearfully and Wonderfully Made exhibit, we go right from fertilized egg through all the different stages up until the birth of a baby, and the models are absolutely phenomenal. You can see all of that in these posters. It is absolutely phenomenal. This is really an important time to be able to train young people with the right foundation because of what's happening in our culture with this issue. Now, associated with the showcase event, so on the 28th, which is the day before, that's the Friday, we have another event, and actually you can register for that. It's called Life is Precious. We'll explain that to you in a moment. If you go to answersvbs.com to the showcase event, you'll find when you go to the showcase event, there's a link there direct to the Life is Precious conference. This is on Saturday, and again, this is on Friday, sorry. The showcase event is on Saturday.
Right.
And this is a very special event and a small registration fee. Well, and associated with that, they get a ticket to the Ark.
Right. It's $50, and you get the whole conference plus admission to the Ark.
So
it's a good deal.
It is a really good deal. Really good deal. So explain the Life is Precious conference for us.
So the Life is Precious conference is really going to be giving you some content that is associated with the Zoomerang VBS, really to help educate you and give you, again, even more background and more, hopefully, motivation for talking to people about these particular ideas about the sanctity of life. So I know Ken is presenting, and he's going to be talking about that all life is precious and kind of giving a great big picture overview of this particular theme. And then I'm going to be speaking at the event on eugenics and how this has really made a comeback in our culture today. The idea of people needing to be well born, and if they're not, then maybe aborting that baby in the womb, or aborting them killing them shortly after birth, or these terrible things that people are wanting to do in the name of having perfection, so to speak, in our society. And then two other presentations, one by Camille Cates, who's she's presented at several of our women's conferences. She's going to be talking about the issue of abortion, specifically her own testimony in dealing with that, which is very, very powerful. And then Stacia McKeever, who is actually the director of our Answers VBS program, she's going to be speaking on disabilities. She has a son with a disability, and so she speaks from her personal experience, and just a great testimony, but also lots of content, lots of teaching on this issue of the sanctity of life.
And in the presentation I'm giving as part of that too, it's really helping people understand how to think biblically about these issues, to start with the right foundation of God's Word, beginning in Genesis, and to build a true biblical worldview. In other words, you don't just add the Bible to your thinking. It's the foundation for our thinking in every area. And I'll deal with issues, even death and suffering, because death is associated with abortion
and euthanasia and all of it.
And we'll talk about what our biblical response should be in regard to these particular issues. So there we are, Dr. Purdom. This is going to be really quite something. The Life is Precious conference, and then the Zoomerang Showcase event. So the Zoomerang Showcase event is on the Saturday. Life is Precious on the Friday, 28th, 29th of January. And you can go to answersvbs.com, and there you can see as you scroll down the Showcase event. Click on that, go to that, you can register, and you'll see a link there as well to the Life is Precious conference. And the cost of registration for the Showcase event?
It's $25.
$25, very nominal.
Yeah, very nominal. And I would suggest doing both of these, honestly, because this is just such an important thing. You know, when you think about VBS, I mean, we are impacting kids' lives, right, on these issues. And that's one of the things I like best about our VBSs is they're very content rich. It's not just a bunch of Bible stories strung together, right? We're talking about biblical accounts. We're talking about real history, real truth. And these are children, and they're very impressionable, and we want to make sure that they have those truths. So this is a way to really equip you to be able to do that well.
And the registration fee for the Life is Precious conference is?
$50.
$50, and you receive an Ark ticket that you can use either before you come to the conference or at some other time during 2022.
Right.
And really, it costs you $50 for an Ark ticket.
Right.
So you get an Ark ticket for paying $50 for this conference.
Yeah.
I mean, now that is very, very generous.
Good
it's
savings.
a deal. Just a reminder to everyone, I think this is the last week then, oh no, it's not the last week. That's right through to March, because we're talking about January. Here. So right through to the first week of March, we are closed, our winter hours. The Ark and Creation Museum are closed Sunday, Monday and Tuesday, right up until the end of the first week in March. So if you're going to come and use that free Ark ticket,
do it Thursday.
Do it Thursday, or use it some other time during the year in 2022. So there we are, our Zoomerang Sanctity Alive Answers VBS for 2022. And of course, this is also available digitally as well.
Right.
And we have all the helps in the world. In fact, I know of no other VBS that has the helps that ours does. And people just compliment us on that in a big way. And so the Showcase event, where we'll go through all of this, have the experts go through and show you how to use it all and everything that's available and so on. And then the Life is Precious conference on the Saturday, which will be a unique conference. They're unique topics. We never sort of put this together like this before. So it's going to be rather unique. And so with that, go to answersvbs.com and you can find out all the information. Anything else you want to say?
No, just come. We'll see you there. It's always a really fun time for everyone and really equipping time as well.
Okay, answersvbs.com.